The good news is you're keeping clean sheets. You've got two very, very good goalkeepers. Do you have a number one now at Chelsea?
Well, I always think that it's better to let football decide, and Kepa's done really well. He's been supported fantastically by Edu and Betts there, and they provide good competition. But I think Kepa's form is really pleasing for everybody, especially him. So it's nice that we've got competition in that area, because you need that in the team. You need to push each other, and that's how you get players better.
You've had a lot of personal accolades for your career, but you always mention your coaching team and your goalkeeping coach you bring with you. Sounds a very special one.
Yeah, well, we think so. That's why we brought him with us. Did fantastic at Brighton with Rob, and he's a good guy, good around the group, and then he works the keepers really well. Creates a nice environment, I think, for them to push themselves, to enjoy their football and to be stimulated. So he's an important member of the staff.
Ben Sakaria signed on deadline day on loan. You weren't here obviously at the time. There's talk that he might be being sent back in January. Have you got an update on that, or what's happening there?
No, there's no decision been made at all on that. Dennis has been in the group. He's been training well. He's ready to help the team. Obviously, there's competition for places in that area, but there's no talk of anything. He's an important member of the team, and he's been patient, and he's trying to help the team from the side at the moment and waiting for his chance.
And is there any update on contract talks regarding Jorginho?
No updates.
And finally, Graham, obviously managers been talking about it these past few days. What's your plan for the World Cup? So obviously you've got a large part of the squad. We're going to Qatar. I know some managers will be having 2 weeks off, and then some will be having a warm weather training. Has that been decided yet?
We're probably in the planning stage. We'll have some time off, and then we'll look at a warm weather camp. I think so. Combination of the two, I think.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Alex.
Hi, Graham.
Hi.
Brentford had less than 30% possession last Friday against your former club, still won 2-0. Are you expecting a similar kind of game tomorrow?
Well, that's the beauty of football. You can never predict, but I think Brentford are really good at what they do. Thomas has done a fantastic job there. They use the quality of the players well. They have limited resources if you compare everybody to the Premier League, but they make the most out of what they have, and that's a credit to Thomas and his staff and all the players there at Brentford. I'm always impressed with the job they do. They use Ivan Toney well, but it's not just that. They attack with clarity and they defend with the aggression and organisation. So they're a tough team to play against.
There was talk about Thomas Frank potentially being a suitable candidate to take over from you at Brighton. How highly do you rate him as a manager? Very. I followed his career since I've come back to the UK, and I knew him when I was in Sweden as well. So I know him well. I like him as a person. We have similar thoughts, I think, around the game and life in general. And then, like I said, I think a coach is judged on how much he gets out of the players, how much he organises the team, how the results are in comparison to the expectation of those results, and he does a fantastic job. Less than 6 weeks for you here, no defeats, 5 wins now in a row. Did you expect to start as good as this one as Chelsea manager?
Well, naturally, I'm not the most optimistic. I'm going to give you a bit of insight into me there. But you never know. You can't predict anything. But it's gone fantastically well in terms of results. I can't complain with that at all. But more than that, I think just the way the group have responded, the way that we feel in the team is really positive. But it's only, as you said, 6 weeks. So we've got a long way to go. We need to keep moving. Less than, okay. Yeah, it feels like 6 months sometimes. Thank you.
Nick. PA.
Hi, Graham.
Hi.
Thiago, is he available?
Yeah, we need to, obviously 24, 48 hours, just make sure the recovery's right for him. But no problems injury-wise, it's just the recoveries.
Okay. And just on Kepa, obviously he's, across his time being at Chelsea, there were times when he maybe could have left, didn't, he sort of dug in and tried to, fight hard for opportunities. I mean, how, appreciate obviously, there's less change, isn't there, naturally with goalkeepers, but how big will it be for him now to have had this run of games, irrespective of what happens in the long term, just at least that he's sort of back into a bit of rhythm and for his confidence and everything goes back?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a human being player, so they want to play and want to contribute, and he's doing that. So brilliant for him. I think it's a nice example for everybody, that sometimes it doesn't go your way and you have to suffer in life sometimes, and things aren't ideal or perfect. But I must admit, I've been really impressed with his character, his personality. Very professional, understands the game really well, takes responsibility. So it's nice when those type of people get the rewards, which is a reward of their hard work and effort.
Andy.
Hi, Graham.
Hi.
With Brentford last season against Chelsea, obviously, I know you weren't here, but they were two of the toughest games for Chelsea in the league last season. How do they do that with their, you mentioned their sort of limited resources in comparison? I mean, what is it that they do so well?
Well, they align the resources really, really cleverly, I think. The way they play fits the players they have. They're very organised around that. They know clearly what they're doing in all the phases. Set plays are very dangerous. Like I said, Ivan Toney as a centre forward is just in his way, I think, as dangerous as anybody in the league. So they do that well, and they have a spirit and an understanding, and they're really well motivated, really well organised, and I think that's credit to Thomas and his staff.